we uncover the secrets of the financial world,
breaking down intricate economic and financial matters.
We analyze the stock market, shares, bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrencies.
Hello and thank you for joining the Monday edition of Journalist Hangout. I am Esther Makwariola. Today on the program, federal government demands Dangote Refinery's diesel report orders new test as Africa's richest man offers to sell his refinery to NNPCL. CUPP faults proposed bill to establish independent electoral body for local government areas. And later on the show, NDLEA seizes cocaine, loud consignments hidden in incense candles and lady swears. I will be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Mayor Akinpelu. Journalist Hangout starts now. A popular slogan in Nigeria, "The rich also cry," indicates that nobody is above trouble or challenges. Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, appears to be facing the biggest battle of his business life. The federal government, through the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, has requested fresh reports to confirm the real sulfur content of the diesel produced by Dangote Refinery after the company debunked claims of inferior fuel production. The spokesman of the agency, George Eneita, said they have about 15 engineers and scientists embedded in the Dangote Refinery whose fresh report about the refinery's sulfur content will be out soon. But Dangote challenged the regulator to compare the quality of refined products from his refinery with those imported. And he has now made an offer to sell the Dangote Refinery to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited in order to address allegations of monopoly in the industry. And he stated that if the NNPCL takes over the refinery, the allegations of monopoly would no longer be valid. BKO, let's get your thoughts on this matter, because when the Dangote Refinery was commissioned early this year, one was thinking perhaps we will stop buying petrol for high amounts. But with this back and forth between the federal government and the Dangote Refinery, one is beginning to ask, where did this all go wrong?
I think, first and foremost, it is clear that this is a fight back. Mr. Edwin, an expatriate, high-ranking Dangote Refinery, who had worked with Alhaji Dangote for about 33 years, came out to say dirty diesel was being imported into our country. The statement made by the NMDPRA boss, Farouk, is, in my view, their own way of fighting back. But it's an important fight back because Nigerians stand with Dangote in this matter.
Fighting back
Nigerians,
for what now exactly?
They are the regulators. If dirty diesel is brought into our country, they are the ones who permitted it because they are supposed to uphold high standards. So in making that allegation, he was putting those people on the spot. You get my point? So they felt that, oh, so this guy is trying to throw us under the bus, and they decided that, okay, let us see where this takes him. Dangote said something that they are more powerful than we are. So it's like they are bearing their fangs. They are trying to show that, okay, you people are saying whatever comes to your mouth, Sabi, we can actually embarrass you. Because when you say you've not issued a license to someone and he's been producing for months, there is a friend of mine who apparently saw a piece of fake news and was disturbing me that I told you that Dangote is not ready. I told you Dangote has not started producing. I said, but the airlines are already buying Jet A1 from him. People are buying diesel already from him. What are you talking about? I am based here in Nigeria and I have information. Today, the man that you said you've not issued license to is exporting aviation fuel to Asian countries, to the US. He's exporting diesel to different countries. They are getting orders to produce diesel for them. So how come somebody is not licensed and is already operating on such a big scale? He's operating internationally, he's operating within our country. It is public knowledge that airlines are buying aviation fuel from Dangote. So what are we talking about? It's clear that there is a desire to fight the man because of what Edward, his staff, said. So, okay, you want to show that we don't know what we are doing. But there is a record to this. In this same country, the regulator permitted contaminated PMS to be brought into our country. So if Edwin made an allegation, it's an allegation that has a parallel in history. It's happened before. We can't put it beyond them. Now you said, okay, Dangote's refinery, that the product from his refinery, the diesel, is inferior to international, to the ones imported into our country. To open your mouth and say that is not just a disservice to your country, but it's a disservice to the office that you hold. Because Nigerians can see clearly that these people do not want importation of petroleum products to stop.
Stop. That's the key.
They do not want it. And the same double-mouthed people at NNPC, well, let me add the L that they've added, because that is the only thing that has changed about such an opaque and irresponsible Nigerian company. These same people told us, I think Mele Kyari, a man who has acquired a reputation for misleading his country, telling his country, we are going to start, Port Harcourt Refinery will start production April. They started that merry-go-round since December. He announced in April. It didn't happen. That in itself has all kinds of ramifications in terms of the integrity of our country and in terms of the integrity and credibility of the people who run that sector. But Mele Kyari is not bothered about what in future, when they mention his name, what will come to people's minds. Now, Mele Kyari said Nigeria will become a net exporter of refined crude oil, petroleum products. He said that importation, I remember even before Buhari left office, Mele Kyari told us that importation of PMS will stop this year.
Yes.
He told us people can go to Google.
Dig out the fact.
And dig out this.
He said we will even be exporter of petroleum products.
Will be net. The same people said that to show you how dishonest they are. They are busy issuing licenses to people
to import.
If you want to focus on local refining, why are you indiscriminately issuing licenses to people to go and bring in product? Don't you know that when you do that, you are helping to boost the economy of foreign countries to the detriment of your own economy? If Nigeria today can produce 2.5 million barrels of crude oil, and it is possible. It only takes extreme determination on the part of government, because even during Jonathan's era, Jonathan knew that they used to abuse, that he's a wimp, he does not know what he's doing. We were doing about 2 million barrels. I still recall.
Yeah.
So if we can do 2.5 million barrels a day, and our refineries can produce both for domestic consumption and for export, I'm telling you, the Naira will appreciate rapidly, because you will earn enough foreign exchange, or sufficient, or substantial foreign exchange. Let me not say sufficient.
Right.
You earn substantial foreign exchange that will help us address that illiquidity in the foreign exchange market. But the enemies of Nigeria, who are feasting on our country like a run of locusts, they do not want importation of PMS to stop. So this is the problem. You talk about, oh, the refinery, their products, I mean, the diesel is bad, without Dangote knowing that the Speaker of the House of Reps and his team were going to conduct
an assessment,
a test.
Okay.
They stopped along the way to the refinery, got samples from 2 filling stations. I'm not going to mention the names of those filling stations, but one of them, the name starts with M. They got samples from there. They got from Dangote diesel, and they conducted a test right there in people's presence. And the Dangote refinery clearly was much better than the other samples that they got. So if these people are saying that, now look at what the spokesman is saying. He said, when it was now challenged that they've done tests. This man's products are better than the imported ones. He now said a lot might have changed within a period of 5 days. Between that time and now, like 5 days. So 650 ppm or 550 ppm can come down to whatever.
So this is from who now? The NN?
From the spokesperson of the NMDPRA. Because they've seen the result of that test, that impromptu test that was conducted. You can say all kinds of things about Dangote, but anyone who has visited that refinery knows that it is a pride of our country. And I feel for him that he's going through all this. Because if we can, our forest consumption, 1/3 of it goes simply to importing PMS. 1/3 of our entire forex needs goes to importing PMS. If we are to stop importing PMS, you can imagine how much we'll be able to save by way of foreign exchange.
Absolutely.
But the people who simply want to make money, who do not want the importation regime to end, they are going to fight Dangote. They are going to fight him.
This is really, pathetic, Mayor, because we thought perhaps this would have been the best thing that would happen in Nigeria. And now Aliko is saying he's willing to sell Dangote Refinery to NNPCL to.
Let me start by saying that Aliko Dangote should not even think about selling the refinery to NNPCL. Because they are proving over time that they cannot run refineries. We have 4 refineries controlled by NNPL. They have spent trillions of dollars, not billions, trillions of dollars doing turnaround maintenance and paying salaries of workers that have been working there without 1 liter of fuel. They still have the full complement of staff collecting salaries and allowances without 1 fuel. During the time of Obasanjo sold Port Harcourt Refinery to a company owned by Dangote and Otedola. When Yar'Adua came in, they went to blackmail Yar'Adua to say, how can they sell petrol, the Port Harcourt Refinery, a national asset, to individuals, which should do that. That sale was revoked. Since that time till now, Port Harcourt Refinery has not worked. They kept telling us they're going to do this, they're going to do that. I want to appeal to the president to stop the cabal in NNPCL. We have to look at the larger interests of Nigeria. What they are doing, because what is going on there is a big scam. They collect billions of dollars saying that they want to do turnaround maintenance when they know that they don't want those refineries to work. For them to continue to do the scam they are doing, importing fuel, that must stop. Already, they are saying that they will spend trillions for subsidy. That is what they want to stop, because they know that if Dangote Refinery works on stream at full capacity, there won't be need to import fuel. Yeah. Instead, we'll be exporting petroleum products. They know that. And because the last government took special interest in that refinery, they could not do a lot of things. They kept their time waiting. That we are going to see how you are going to operate. Because they know that if it doesn't operate at, it's a 650,000 capacity per day. Yeah. So they know that if it was at maximum capacity, the game will end. Yes. The money they are making will stop. And that is why they are doing that. I listened to the spokesperson of the agency saying that, oh, we are a regulator, we don't demarket. When you say that the sulfur content of Dangote's diesel is higher than that of imported, that is the marketing.
It's the marketing.
That is straight the marketing. What you are saying is that if you want to buy diesel, don't buy Dangote diesel because of its high sulfur content, and buy the imported one. That is irresponsible. That's number one. Two, it is important for the president to know that a lot of things in our economy rest on that Dangote refinery.
Yes. Because
we need to stop a situation where we spend majority of our foreign exchange importing fuel. It can work. It can work. We know that. Everybody knows that. They said the things about Dangote. Dangote said, okay, because it's frustrated, he said, well, they say it's a monopoly and all that, and and he wants to sell and all that. I'm not saying that Dangote is a saint, no. But we should give that man his flowers. There are a lot of rich people in this country who put their money in stocks. There are a lot of rich people in this country who put their money in accounts abroad.
Yes.
They don't believe in investing in Nigeria. Somebody put over $20 billion
yes,
to invest in a project. And instead of us to appreciate that, we are frustrating him. $20 billion can ruin him as a rich man.
So what do you think the government should do at this point? Now
what government should do is to break that cabal in NNPCL.
How do you think the government can do that?
They can do that by giving Dangote Refinery all the support that they need for them to be able to operate. Because, you see, right now, I agree that because of the problem that has to do with production, we don't have enough crude to give to Dangote. Fine. But Dangote can buy crude. Right now, before, he was buying crude from Brazil and America. Now they want to buy from Libya and Angola.
Senegal.
Yes. Let them allow him to buy the crude. The ones that they can give him, they will give him that. The ones that he needs to buy from abroad, he will buy that. But what is important is for him to operate that refinery at maximum capacity. When we do that, even if it is the same price that we are paying now for petroleum products, that's the price we are paying. If he's giving us that, we will not need to spend this scarce foreign exchange to import fuel. And because when you do that, all of us should be embarrassed what our currency has become. 1,550 is ridiculous. I just came back from Doha and Saudi Arabia. All of them is 3.7, 3.4 to a dollar. Ours is 1,550. And that will affect so many things. Everybody is complaining that things are difficult. That is part of it.
Yes.
So it is important for us to know that this guy, whatever business, whatever he has done in cement, does not matter. In this refinery, it's a different ballgame. This country, our economy, needs Dangote Refinery. So what they are doing to him is not right.
Right. BKO, your final thoughts on this before we move to our next issue of discussion.
Well, we may as well even talk about this for the rest of the program, because it's something that bothers us as a country. Today, just as the mayor said, Nigeria needs that refinery to work. Since the people saddled with the task of maintaining our 4 refineries have spectacularly failed. Senator Akpabio, the Senate President, said what a whole country could not do, you have done it when he visited the refinery. The sheer size of the refinery, as I said yesterday, is 7 times the size of Victoria Island.
Yeah.
The fertilizer blending plant alone sits on 500 hectares. Some of the images that you saw, this is the port. He built a port. This is inside the fertilizer blending plant. You can see the granulated fertilizer. You know, I recorded this with my phone. This is part of the fertilizer plant. This is not refinery. It's the fertilizer plant area. All this one is not part of the refinery. It's the fertilizer, the biggest fertilizer plant in Africa. Why are we like this? A man sets out to help, and this is the crude oil testing laboratory. There's nothing like this in this part of the world.
This also raises the question of...
Let us,
even
you know,
didn't have something like
PPR, or what do they call themselves now? They don't have facility like this for testing crude oil. And it has for gas as well. They don't have it. They should take Nigerians to their own. Let us see their own. So why won't people bring in dirty fuel into our country? Why? A lot of the people, they collect fake certification and they just bring in this thing. The only way to determine whether the fuel is clean is when you go to the end users directly. You go to a filling station, you get your samples. We have killed many businesses in our country with policy flip-flops.
Yeah, that's what I want.
This is not a man that they should allow his refinery to die. Inside that refinery, because I was there, I spent about 11 hours inside the refinery because it's such a massive place. Inside, we didn't have breakfast until around 6 p.m. To tell you how big the place is. You know? Yeah, now,
and in terms of
his own staff alone, his own staff alone, there are 50,000 rooms for staff. Look at the quantum, the level of investment. And you want to deny him access to crude.
You want to frustrate it.
We are watching IOCs, what they can't do in their own country. They are coming to Nigeria to say they are going to sell crude oil at $6 above the international price. Is it not a matter of shame to us as a country that Nigeria, the 7th biggest crude oil producer in the world, cannot supply this refinery? And when he does his best, he gets products from abroad to refine, you will now say his crude oil is dirty. Now the tests have come, you are saying, oh, anything can change within 5 days. I mean, government should not permit this nonsense to continue. If this refinery works, it is to the glory of our country. Absolutely. And NNPCL, they bought 7.2% stake. They said they wanted to buy 20%. But they couldn't buy 20%.
But they put it in their audited report that they paid for 20%.
Because before the
deadline... There's a scam in that place doing what they like.
No, part of what has embarrassed them is the fact that they said they didn't pay the full money.
Yes, that they didn't
because
pay.
There's usually a time given, a time ceiling. Before that time ceiling expired, you only paid for 7.2% stake. So
and they said they changed their, because of their policy and their organization, they decided to pay.
Even if it is 1% stake, Nigeria as a country has taken that refinery.
Yes. They did that on behalf of us.
So sensible people know that it is in our best interest for that refinery to work.
Right.
So you are calling him a monopolist. How about you that you have 4 refineries?
And could not do anything with it?
If you can get your refineries to work, who is Dangote, for God's sake?
There won't be any monopoly if there are other refineries working.
That means you have made up your mind that those your refineries will not.
They don't want it to work.
You want to import. You are issuing fresh licenses. Who does that now?
Well, we can
government should even ban. We should ban the importation
Why should we import when we can refine it?
We can go on with this conversation, but we need to go on a very quick break. Perhaps we can give it about 5 minutes when we return from this short break. To stay with Journalist Hangout, we have more in just a moment.